Aries, welcome to your reading for the week of April 11th. This week, you start off with the Jack of Clubs. Really nice card to start out with. It's you. You are the Jack of Clubs. And so that really puts you in a position of power. Like I say, whenever you come up as yourself in a reading, that really puts you in a really great position to get things done during the week, to have things happen to you that you want to have happen. And happy birthday, by the way, to those Aries that are born here in the last kind of week of your birth. And, I think that this is kind of carrying on that birth energy as well. Jack of Clubs is all about looking at the future. I would say that if anything, this week is even for those of you that are born more early in Aries, who had your birthday earlier, I would say that this week is probably a lot better birth-wise, as in kind of like newer energy and newer things happening to you this week. But this is you also looking into the future and looking at things that you want and how you can make those things happen. And you have the Fool coming up next. This deck that I'm using, by the way, has 4 of the major arcana from the Tarot in the deck, and you have 2 of them, which is pretty interesting. But the Fool is all about new beginnings, stepping out on new paths, and starting new things. I like it. It's a good card. And you also have the Ace of Diamonds coming up, which we'll talk about in a second. But that is also another card of stepping out on new paths, starting new things, starting new projects, getting new things going, even starting new relationships and things like that. I also think with the Fool here as well, I think you'll very much have a choice to make this week. You definitely have some choices to make, maybe even in love for a lot of you, having some choices. But the Fool is also kind of, I always say, sometimes I want to call this card like beginner's luck or something like that, because sometimes when we start something new and we're not burdened with like years and years and years of knowledge, we can kind of make sometimes like those beginner mistakes that actually turn out to be beginner's luck and give us a lot of like good new things. So sometimes starting something fresh that you don't know much about can actually be beneficial, because you can kind of bump into something new that maybe like older people have been in doing something at the same time, for a very long time, they wouldn't bump into, because they're kind of like set in their ways. So this is you starting something with like a younger mind in a lot of ways. Next, you have the Five of Hearts. So a lot of you could be experiencing, on one hand, jealousy, maybe even jealousy in love, but I think maybe some of you have a choice, and that's why. Like maybe some of you might be dating multiple people or seeing multiple people, and that's where the jealousy comes up, because maybe you're like trying to decide between 2 people. It feels like that type of jealousy, if nothing else. For the rest of you, this is an adventure card. It's a card of going on adventures. A lot of you could be going on adventures, or a lot of you could need to go on adventure. Like a lot of you may be in need of vacation, or maybe you just need to take a break from something. Maybe you even need to take a break from a relationship, and that's what this card can represent. Next, you have that Ace of Diamonds I was talking about. Ace of Diamonds, like I said, stepping out on new paths. Even on this deck right here, you can see there's a new path right there behind that diamond right there. So it's all about stepping out on new paths, new beginnings, trying new things. Remember what I said about that kind of like having that beginner's mindset? I would say even if you're doing something where, you've been doing it for years, but maybe nothing's changed. Maybe you're doing the same job, or maybe you're in the same old relationship, or maybe you're in the same, having some sort of similar experience somewhere. This card can come up when we need to innovate, when we need to try new things, do new things, be different, all of those things. Like I said, you got that Five of Hearts, which is about needing to try new things. You got that Fool, needing to try new things. So I'd say definitely try something new this week. Anywhere where you're stuck, even though, there really isn't a lot of stuck energy here. I mean, this is all like forward movement, everything that you have here. So, even in places you're not stuck, why not get an extra boost and try something new? And then at the end, you end with the Lovers. Good love card, of course, so a lot of you could be experiencing love this week, but to me, the Lovers is more about having a choice, needing to make a choice on something, having a choice to make. It's kind of like a moral card as well, needing to make that choice based off of your morals, and figuring out like what you want to do based off of your morals. There's really nothing else to say there, but again, I think there's like a lot of stuff going on with choices here, and having choices to make, as well as needing to do some new like innovating things this week as well. So thank you for watching. Looks like an exciting week, and enjoy.